Taking a look through this morning's newspapers, we had the broadcaster Tania, Bryer and professional fitness trainer, amongst many other things, Kevin Adams. Welcome back both.
Thank you.
Hello.
Kevin, we're going to start with toxic diesel drivers will have to pay to enter cities.
Yes. Right. I remember the turn of the century, the government at the time advised us that we should get diesel cars. So I listened to the government, as I sometimes do, and I went out and got a diesel car.
Me too.
Now they're telling me that if I come into, because it, it gave you more miles per gallon, but now they're telling me if I come into central London, the new mayor is going to charge me extra to come into London. No. No.
Why? Because it's toxic.
Yes, because of the toxicity. I agree that there should be, we should try and cut our emissions, but you made the mess. I shouldn't have to pay for it.
So we'll have to pay congestion charge for driving into London.
Yes.
And then on top of that, you'll have to pay
for the diesels.
An extra charge because of you're driving a diesel car that was
But
made.
this is what they're trying to do. They're obviously charging you to drive into London, charging you if you've got a diesel car. Then, of course, you've got to pay parking. Likelihood is in central London you'll probably get a parking ticket. I mean, that's, 150 odd quid just to drive into London. So they want you to get on the tube and the train and the bus.
But you have to improve the system. I get on the train, I get on the bus, I understand that. But when you get on the rush hour, I don't know how people commute on the trains. It is literally hideous. It is hideous, and some people just need.
Diesel can be bad for your car if you put it in the wrong one.
Well, but
well,
yes, Sarah Jane.
Yeah, thanks for that. So I've got a diesel car, and I just happened to put unleaded in it the other morning.
To try and avoid this. To try and avoid this charge.
I thought I'll be the guinea pig. I'll try and get around the rules and see if unleaded petrol works in a diesel car. Then I won't be charged by the mayor. I can safely say it doesn't work, and it proves very costly. Anyway, thanks for bringing that up. That's a sore point. Still haven't got the car back yet. 2 days ago. Right, we'll move...
wait, and Jonathan drove past you and didn't even help.
Well, I thought we were leaving the conversation there.
Gets worse, this story. Gets worse, this story. Right, let's move on. We're going to go to Tania, story in the Times. Hillary Clinton in a desperate bid to win back the Rust Belt in America. Just explain to us what the Rust Belt is.
Well, so you've got Ohio, you've got Pennsylvania, you've got all those states that she's trying to actually win back the women there, which is extraordinary, because you think the women, of course, would want her to win, first woman president in history, but actually, no, they've been backing down, and a week ago, it was a totally different picture. And, of course, before the FBI announced that they were going to re-investigate her emails, she was way ahead, and a lot of people saying quite complacent, and were the camp sort of thinking, that they'd had it and they were way ahead, but now she's out there realising that Trump has caught up, and really it's becoming anyone's race. And, of course, there are polls, the ABC Washington Post polls are saying that they're neck and neck, but do we believe the polls? We saw that here with our own referendum. They were saying Brexit could never happen, and obviously it did. So it's very interesting because nobody actually really knows what's going to happen, and 5 days to go.
You say women would rush out to vote for her because she's a woman.
Kevin, though, you
want to vote for the best person for the job, and in fact, it's like men voting for men. Just because she's a female, it's like.
Yes, I sort of agree with you, but to have the first woman president of the United States is a huge thing and you would think that more women would be excited by that.
But actually, Kevin makes a good point, because I think it was Amanda Walker, our correspondent yesterday, said that the women she spoke to, in fact, no, I beg your pardon, it was Cordelia Lynch, who's with the Clinton campaign, said that she was talking to women, and they were saying, no, the gender issue isn't an issue. That's a battle that our mothers and our grandmothers fought. We've done that.
Yeah.
We've done that. Yes. It doesn't matter whether it's a man or woman in the White House. We will vote for the best candidate. So they almost feel like the gender issue is an old-fashioned argument. We've done that. We've fought that battle.
And stop bringing it up. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, there are points when it needs to be addressed, and I agree with that with certain things, but when it comes to an election, no.
I think it is surprising, though. I think it's surprising that more aren't excited by it, and especially you have Trump's demeaning, supposedly demeaning words about women as well.
If you're talking about a man who is demeaning, and yes, in the confines of his in privacy, he says certain things, and then you're talking about a woman who actually, well, it doesn't really matter.
It wasn't in private, Kevin. You've seen yesterday, you saw all the television footage of what he says about.
Well, do I want someone who's demeaning, or do I want a liar? What do you want? Someone who's demeaning or someone who's a liar? I mean, really, they're both not perfect candidates. You've got to choose which one you want.
That really is the case, isn't it? That it's the least worst option, I think, for most people. That's the
Jonathan,
situation.
it's interesting because you've got John McCain, Republican, and John Case both saying that they're not going to vote for either one.
Yeah, fascinating, isn't it? Let's move on to what is actually a very distressing piece in the Daily Mail, this photograph of a 4-year-old with cancer and why the child's father wanted this made public. Awful, isn't it?
It's just, very, very...
For me, as a father, you look at your children, it's something you never want to imagine. And when I read the story, I was like, I can't do this, because when I talk about it, even now, my stomach is actually churning. But the father of this poor child said, this is the real face of cancer. It's the real face of cancer. It's not... You know, we're lucky in this country that we have charities and we have charitable causes that really do so much, and we get a glossy image of it, but that is the true face of cancer. Her daughter in pain. I was with my friend Jade Goody as she died of cancer. I don't really talk about her, and I don't actually know why I don't. But during the period leading up to her death, she was in so much pain, but crippling pain, and stuff happened to her inside that no one should have to know about. But to be honest with you, I can't agree with this dad. If it helps someone,
brave, yes.
then go on, get choked up.
You can't imagine what it'd be like to be a parent and not be able to have a solution.
Yeah, that's the awful thing. You feel so helpless. He must have just felt, but so brave and courageous of him to actually publish that photograph, which quite a few of the papers have put in.
So hard to look at, isn't it?
Yes.
Tania, we'll move on to this story in the Telegraph. Social media is cutting our language short.
Yes, it certainly is.
We've only got 140 characters. So tomorrow becomes TMRW.
I know. Well, the thing is now, this generation, it's all like that, isn't it? It's FOMO, fear of missing out. JOMO, it's...
You say this generation, our generation's doing it as well. I'm guilty of it.
Yes.
LOL.
I know, my kids laughed at me. I thought LOL was, you know,
Lots of love.
Lots of love.
Don't worry, David Cameron famously made that mistake as well.
Out loud. But now they've actually done a study, the Collins Dictionary. They're saying, yes, the letters have been reduced from 9 to 7, the average word. And the most used of all the shortened words, of course, is Brexit. And that's obviously come out this year. But there are so many ones that I hadn't heard of. I mean, had you heard of snowflake generation?
No, what's that?
OK, so that's easily offended young adults, right? Then you've got dude food, which is junk food.
We were talking about that,
Yeah, but I haven't heard of...
You're obviously not hanging out with that generation.
And plus, abbreviations are a way of life. I'm an Essex boy. You know what I mean, innit? that's we thought you got to cut the words down.
OK, so what's JOMO, then?
JOMO?
Yeah.
I have absolutely no clue.
Joy of missing out.
Something.
Joy, the joy of missing out.
No,
You've got
seriously.
FOMO.
We embrace that here on Sunrise. Early nights all round. We don't need to go out and have fun.
We love missing out.
I'm telling you right now, no one says JOMO. There's no joy of missing out. There's fear of missing out. There's no
I've had
joy
a lot
missing
of FOMO, actually.
FOMO, yeah, I get that. JOMO, you can't make
I
stuff up.
identify with JOMO. When people are going out, I think, oh, I can't be bothered to get dressed up. Yeah, I can't be bothered to get dressed up. I'm just going to stay at home with a cup of tea and watch a box set because I've got to get up early in the morning. So I just think, you know, no?
Should we go to a break?
Yeah, let's
Wait, is
coming
there
up
a
next.
short foot? A brook?